All right, we're going to talk about writing equations. The standard form of a circle is x minus a squared plus y minus b squared is equal to r squared. Again, the center is AB and the r is the radius. Remember that the center has opposite signs, that the r is not the number at the end. The number at the end is r squared. Now, what it asks you to do for these questions is start with the information and go backwards. Can you create the equation? So for every question, the answer is going to look like this. We can even put our x and our y in there. And this is a nice setup for every single question. I can put it like this for number 3. I can put it like this for number 5. Okay. From here, I just need to use this information. 5-3 means that I need to put 5-3 into my parentheses. And remember, opposites. So if it's a 5, it needs to be a negative 5. If it's a 3, it needs to be a negative 3. Again, that's pretty easy. I can do this one. It's a negative 2, but I need to do opposites, so it needs to be a positive 2. A negative 11, opposites, positive 11. And this is really fast. Here we have a negative 4, so a plus 4, and here we have a 0. Well, if it's a 0, then I guess I don't really need this room here. If you want, you could put plus 0. That's fine. It's a little bit weird, but hey, it's not wrong. Now we want to get this last number. This last number is the radius squared. So we have 2. And what is 2 squared? 4. Now the next one, we want to be a little bit careful here because we need the radius squared, and we are given the diameter. The diameter is not the radius. The diameter is 2 radiuses. And so we need to take this 18 and we need to say that the radius is 9. Once we know that the radius is 9, then we need to take the radius squared, 81. Again, it takes a little bit of work, kind of massaging the radius, kind of making sure that it works nicely. We have number 5 here, and the radius is the square root of 47. And so, this one, I'm already starting with the radius, and so I need to square it. Now, I don't know what the square root of 47 squared is. Actually, yes I do, because the square root 47 squared is just 47. Because I'm going to have to do the square root of 47 squared, it's going to end up being just a plain 47. Okay. Given the circumference, it's the same idea here. I'm going to need x squared plus y squared is equal to, I'm going to need opposites. Minus 1 means plus 1, plus 4 means minus 4, and I have this circumference. Now, this circumference is not the radius. The formula for circumference is 2 pi r. So if my circumference is 6 pi, what is the r having to be? The trick here is that we can set up a little bit of a formula. Some of us will be able to do this in our head and we already know the answer and we're moving on. If we don't know the answer, then just set it up like this. 2 pi r is equal to 6 pi. We want to solve for the r, so we do divide by 2 pi, and we do divide by 2 pi. 2 pi crosses out, pi crosses out, and what's 6 divided by 2? The radius is 3. Now be careful, the number that goes here is 9, because it has to be the radius squared. Again, I've challenged you this week. We have to be thinking. We have to use our brain. We have to work with this stuff. It's not always given to us for free. Now, this is not a difficult concept. We can do this quickly, okay? I'll do this question. X squared plus y squared is equal to opposites, -9, -12. 17 pi is the circumference. So 2 pi r is equal to 17 pi. The way it works, you divide by 2 pi, you divide by 2 pi, the pi's go away. Basically, we just got to cut this number in half. And so, I'm going to go to Desmos. I'm going to do 17 divided by 2, which is 8.5. And then remember, if my radius is 8.5, I need to square it to go here. So I'm going to go 8.5 squared, 72.25. A little bit gross, but there it is. And lastly, we have the area. For this area, hopefully we're very comfortable with the coordinates part, with the center of the circle part. -8 means +8, -11 means +11, and our area is 16 pi. We just talked about area. The area is pi r squared. That basically means the r is not the pi, and it's also not the 16, that the r is this 16, but square rooted, that this 16 is r times r. So the radius here is going to be 4. That's because the square root of 16 is 4. Now, remember, just like we talked about on the last notes, if this part of the equation is r squared, and if this part of the formula is r squared, then 16 is the number that's going to go in that position. Because if we take the 16 and we square root it, and then we square it, we're going to go right back where we started. So maybe these area questions are actually easier. I go like this. X, Y. I go like this. -2, +2. 361 is the area. Get rid of the pi. 361. Now the last piece is looking at the graph. If we're looking at the graph, we need to find what is the center and what is the radius. Some of us will be very good at picking the center, but you have to be careful and make sure you get it right. If you're not sure, you can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 is the diameter. I need to go to the middle of 10. I need to go 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is my center. And I also just counted 5 and 5. So my radius is 5. Now, where is my center? I need to think about the way that we count coordinates. I'm going, here's the origin, 1, 2, 3 to the right. That's 3. I need to go down, 1, 2. This is my center, this is my radius, and so the equation is -3, +2, 25. Okay. When you finish this, you're going to go ask the substitute for classwork number 2. Classwork number 2 has questions where they give you the radius. We did questions like that. It has questions where they give you the diameter. We did questions like that. Questions where it gives you the area, the circumference. Here's the circumference. Here's the area. Now, if you want the trick, okay, circumference means you take the 14 and you divide it by 2. From 14 to 7. That means 49 is going to be the number for the circle. If you want the trick for area, you have this 400. Remember, this is the squared of the radius, but the good news is the squared of the radius is what we want. The trick for area is that it's already what we want. When we get here, we're going to cross off 11 and 12, and that will be all of your work for the day. The expectation is that you've turned in classwork 1 and classwork 2. Hope you guys have a great day. You have to, you have to try. You have to think, you have to listen, you have to really give it a try. Work with a partner, but don't copy a partner. You guys got this. I'll see you on Friday.